Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. So we have now got this beautiful heart castle from the premium shop this week, so I decided to do a build based on this, and actually I'm going to be using it for my dream snaps as well, for our kind of like critter themed snap. So I thought it was a perfect time to do a build with the castle, and I've been so excited to do this ever since I saw it in the launch trailer. So let's get into it. So I started off by placing some pathway under the castle. I did test out a few different pathways before starting the video, but I just felt like the ancient pathway just fit really well with the vibe. I used this with a lot of the castles in my original valley, so I went in with that and started mapping out where I wanted everything to go. I'd already placed some of the furniture I was going to use on the area above, and as you can see I am doing this in Eternity Isle in the jungle. I didn't really have a spot for this house in my original valley, so I kind of had to play around and saw if I wanted to change anything up to fit it in, but I actually felt like it fit in the jungle really well, especially in these little quieter areas where it's kind of just very enclosed, and I knew I could have a lot of space for the build. So I actually really liked how I put it in here, and I may move it in the future, but for now I really think it looks cute here. As you can see, the items I started off with was obviously placing one of the Beauty and the Beast fountains in the middle, as I knew this would fit perfectly with this house, and I also used some of the floral archways that are currently in the star path. So if you're not doing the current star path, make sure you do, so you can get these floral archways as well as these small fountains that I'm placing on either side. Now in this build I knew I wanted to do a couple of core areas. I knew I wanted to have a kind of little picnic area, kind of enclosed, as well as a small little seating area, and I knew a lot of it would be very much overgrown foliage and things like that. There wasn't going to be too much going on, so I kind of dotted those in and got an idea of where I wanted all of these to be placed. Now in this build I did use a few Scrooge items, but I also used a lot of stuff that we've just got recently in the new update. So for example, I've used the popcorn machine from the Belle Starlight bundle, and as well as that I've used the kind of small seating lounge chairs, but I did use the basic ones and I edited them in Touch of Magic, so I will have to move these out when I do my dream snap. But for the build I thought they would look really cute. Obviously the original ones come in a kind of pale yellow, but that didn't really work with the Belle picnic blanket, so I edited them and made them a nice pink colour just so they're all tied together. Once I placed all these sort of areas in, I went in and started blocking in with trees. I knew I wanted there to be a lot of trees in the build of all different colours and shapes and sizes, just to make it look very overgrown and kind of look like a castle hidden away in this area. Now something I don't use very often in my builds or in my valley in general, but I thought would actually fit really well with this house, was the hedges. So I placed a couple of those down either side and tried to match it up as best I could, as I felt like it just led to a nice entranceway for the house and it really matched the bushes outside the front. So I kind of had to play around with that for a while and tried to get it looking how I wanted it to look, but it took a bit of time. After I blocked in the trees in the main areas, I then went in with some bushes and hedges and things like that. This took me a while purely because there was so much foliage I wanted to use. I wanted it to be very overgrown and very floral, so I did use a lot of different plants in the build. I used ones from the main valley and also Eternity Isle, but if you don't have the DLC, you can definitely chop and change what you're using here to fit what works for you. Another item I did include in here, which actually is a craftable one, is one of the swinging chair trees that we got with the DLC. I think this chair tree is just adorable, and I thought it would look really, really cute in this corner section, just to seem like somewhere whoever lived here would chill out and read some books and kind of just relax. I use a lot of shrubbery and bushes to line the pathways. I like to do this a lot of the time when I use the unbordered pathway, which I tend to use more often now. I like to use this just because it means I can put all the bushes and rocks and things like that along the edge of the pathway, so you can't really see where it dips in and out and where it's been placed. It just looks very natural and overgrown, and I think it just covers everything really well. In this section of the jungle, I actually picked this one because I felt like it had a really nice selection of kind of natural structures. So it has a really nice river down the side where I've placed the picnic blanket next to, and it also has like a little mini waterfall on the side as well. So when I was placing trees and bushes and things like that, I was really mindful of not covering these over too much because I wanted them to be visible, so it can kind of just include the natural structures of the biome that already looked really, really beautiful. Some of the last furniture and finishing touches I did furniture wise was added some books by the hanging swing. As I said earlier, I thought it'd be cute to imagine someone sat there on a nice day and reading, and I just thought that would look really, really sweet there. And I also went in with some fountain tiles. I actually placed these under the flowers next to the home just because I felt like it looked really cute, as if they're like a little water feature, and it kind of just tied in well with the fountains in front. And after that I kind of had a look at what else I wanted to add, so I added a star projector, and in the lake I added some of the new swan boats from the star path. I felt like these just fit here because that lake looks like it kind of leads under the rocks behind, so I kind of imagine people would go in these boats down in the river underneath the mountain. The final furniture piece was to add a lot of melted candles. Now I love to add melted candles to any build I do that's more kind of magical and fairy tale vibe, and obviously this one definitely warranted a lot of melted candles, so I placed these all the way down all the pathways, kind of spread out, just so it looked like a nice little trail of lights. And I also placed some in front of the castle to kind of lead up to it, and I feel like these just bring such a nice vibe. As you'll see later on, I do show you it during kind of a sunset time when everything's lit up, and I feel like these just massively make it look a lot more magic in here. Now, one of the final parts of the build is I went into my home and got a bunch of red, white and pink flowers. I used ones from all different biomes, and I just dotted these around in the gaps I had left in all the foliage. I wanted to go with these colours obviously as they just matched the castle perfectly, so I used some of the light up ones from Ancient's Landing, I used some roses as well as some other white and pink ones from the main valley, just so I could have a variety of flowers in here, and it just made it look really, really mystical. So here is the final build. I've actually made it nighttime so you guys can see what it looks like lit up. So when we first go in the entrance, you can obviously see here it's all very bright and colourful, and on the right we have the swan boats in the lake with the light up lily pads, which I love. And then we have our little picnic area with a little starlight projector and some of the custom chairs I did in Touch of Magic, as well as the picnic blanket, where I feel like people would just hang out on a really beautiful evening like this and have a little picnic together. After that, we obviously head into the archway section. I absolutely love these archways that have come in the star path. Honestly, cannot recommend them enough. They're going to be everywhere in my valleys and my builds. But in there, I've obviously placed the large fountain and the smaller ones on either side. And then up leading to the beautiful castle we get, where I've put lots of melted candles as well as some grass and things like that, just to make it look really natural, and a little yellow bike outside the front too. As we come out of there and head to the right, we have another archway that leads us to the little swinging chair, which obviously has some books next to it for someone to sit and read, and lots of lights and flowers around to keep it all lit up. And in front of that we have our little seating area, just a little one that's got some teapots on a tea trolley and the beautiful popcorn machine from the new bundle, and I just thought it'd be such a cute little place for people to sit and hang out and just have a tea together and chat about things. Heading out of there and through the final archway section, we have two of the enchanted benches where people can just sit. I just feel like these really give off a royal vibe in any build I do, so I tend to use these a lot. And as we head down past the waterfall, we obviously just have this really nice overgrown area, but not too much so that we can still see the waterfall, and that leads us out. So here are some shots of the final build. Obviously I took these at sunset just because I kind of played around with the times of day, and the sunset one was just too good not to take photos during. So here's the overall build. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. As I said, I am going to be doing my dream snap this week based on a pink critter, so I decided it was a perfect opportunity to use this new house, and I thought I kind of wanted to do a build on it anyway as soon as I saw it was going to be in the premium shop, so this gave me the perfect opportunity to kind of map out this build, and I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. So that is it for the video. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below. I love hearing from you. Thank you again for all the support on the channel, it means a lot. And if there's anything in particular you guys want to see next from me, do let me know. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!